Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto, a place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m., just so you don't have to. My name is not important, and I am your host, LFG. 2024 crypto VC deals fell 46% from Q1 to Q4 as investment volume rebounded. I pulled this up just because it's funny how Andy and I were just talking about VC money on Sunday, and here come the articles. Moving on, crypto advocates call for post-Biden clarity on digital asset regulation. Again, I pulled this up because of what I was talking about yesterday at that epiphany that potentially, why are we going to build new products and projects until we have clarity? Moving on, Grayscale, New York Stock Exchange, ARCA filed to launch US-based spot Cardano ETF. If you thought ADA was dead, I mean, I did, even though I hold a huge bag of it. This is giving some bullish momentum to the market, which is why we started today's stream watching Cardano. And moving on, Litecoin ETF has a 90% chance to get SEC approval in 2025. More ETFs. Everybody gets an ETF. Oprah Winfrey is sitting out here handing out ETFs to everybody. And last but not least, guys, Bitcoin teases gains as traders say 100K now key support to reclaim. If you've been watching for a couple weeks, you know that I've been telling you that that is a very significant level. And it's funny to watch all of the market analysis guys now talk about 100K. You're late, y'all. Anyway. Yeah, we got a little bit of a rally today. We're watching Cardano. Cardano is leading the rally in today's market, up 14%. Bitcoin kind of just hovering around that 98,000 level still. But with the news about Cardano giving some kind of hopium to the market, let's go to the market. Refresh this bad boy real quick. And guys, before we jump into it all, housekeeping as usual. Please like the stream, share the stream on all of your social platforms. Tell all your friends, tell your wife. Let's get more people in there. Let's get them excited about crypto. Let's get them learning about crypto. And let's get some money in their pocket, right? That's the whole goal. On top of that, guys, if you are new to trading or learning to trade or want to get better and have more eyes on the market, guys, check out the link that is pinned in the comments. That is the Pip Connect Discord ran by Mr. Andy Peters himself. Guys, it is one of the best communities I have ever been a part of, and that is why I'm still part of it. The crypto side's been a little quiet lately, but that's because the market's been quiet. But, excuse me, you can still trade traditional market, which is what Andy has been working on and focusing on since the crypto has been pretty quiet lately. Again, if this is something that you are interested in, being part of a market, or excuse me, being part of a community, getting early calls on trades, projects, etc., guys, check it out. See if it's a fit for you. If you have any questions, by all means, reach out to me or Andy, and we'll try to get those answered for you. Peter, don't go chasing waterfalls. Good morning, Tyler. XMR, yeah, XMR I think has been running. Brett, good morning. We will look at XMR just for shits and giggles. Outside of that, guys, I need to shoot out a message. I tell everyone that I'm live right now. Sorry, give me just a second, y'all. I forgot to tell the Discord that I'm live right now. Boop, 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 boop. Where is my Discord? There's my Discord. And I need Sorry. Sweet. All right, in Discord. Boom and boom, and I think we are ready to rock and rizzle. All right. There we go. All right, to the market, guys. Current market cap right is sitting at 3.22 trillion, up 1.38% from yesterday. Good sign. Dominance, Bitcoin, 60.2%. We need that to come down if we want alts to run. ETH dominance ain't doing shit. Still at 10. Gwei is... I need to do some research if there's been some, like, update to the Ethereum chain on gas. Because this is insanely low. And if this stays down here, on-chain ETH projects like ERC20s are going to run. Fear and Greed, guys, at 37. Still in the fear area, which, good. That means it's time to buy. With that being said, let's go through that top 100 and see what's really moving right now. XRP up 3.17%. Solana not doing much. Nothing really doing anything until we get down to Cardano. Cardano up about 17% on the news of a ETF, which I have been concerned for quite some time with Cardano dragging its heels. Samsung. With Cardano dragging its heels on a lot of the releases of its smart contracts, just all the stuff, right? It's been a slow-moving layer one. There hasn't been a lot of talk about TradFi or VC money going into it, and then all of a sudden we have this announcement of a potential ETF, which is big. Again, because I hold a significant bag of it. And I was looking, if you saw the podcast I was on with Crypto Meatheads last week, I was very, very upfront about I'm potentially looking at exiting my Cardano position because of just the lackluster of any movement, anyone building on it. I don't know of any projects that are significant that are being built on it. I don't know if any devs are building, period. I don't know if anybody's putting money into it. But an ETF is a good start. With that being said, we got a couple of fours across the board. SWI up almost 10%. Guys, another layer one. I'm telling you guys to keep your eye on SWI. It's going to melt faces. It has been melting faces. I mean, yeah. Moving on. What else we got? We got 10% for Litecoin. That's based off the ETF news. We got almost 8% for Uniswap. Almost 8% for Pepe. Almost 10% for Tau. 15.37 for Cas, but Cas was moving. Interesting. $15.21 for Radium. We've got movement, guys. 8.64% for Lido DAO. 7.47% for the Graph. 10.89 for Sonic, previously Phantom. 18.78 for Virtual Protocol. Coming back hot. 7.66 for IOTA. 9.97 for Curve DAO. 7.75 for SPX. 18.3 for HNT. XCN down 9% on the day. And Punchy Penguins bringing in your 100 spot, guys. That is your top 100 for the day. We've got a little bit of movement. This is good. We're getting green across the board. Only fear is that Bitcoin decides to be an asshole and pull back. Let's go to the 1 hour for Cardano. Cardano kind of setting up a flag right now. Impulse move. Sideways consolidation. This wick is a little wonky. Could potentially move higher. Watching it right now. If we break above this, there's not much. If we break above, let's say, what is this? 82? 82, you're looking at a potential run because of the low volume right here. You're looking at a potential run back up to this range, this 88, this 90 range. Again, if you're playing those trades. That's what you could be looking for breakout to run up to that 88 to 90 range, based on what I'm looking at the 1 hour right now. Let's go to Bitcoin though. See what this butthead's doing. Not much. All right, we're on the 1 hour. Potentially in this descending wedge that we were looking at and really reaching for yesterday. We definitely on the 1 hour have a floor. The 1 hour, we definitely have this floor. This is our floor that we keep bouncing off of. Top area is a little wonky. It looks like a potential breakout. Again, outside of all of this, all of these patterns, all these lines, all this nonsense you're staring at on my chart, 100K is the level to break. That's what we have to get above and turn back into support before I go short-term bullish again. Long-term, I'm still bullish. You know, with Bitcoin staying out of the 80s, everything looks good to me. What do we got coming up for news? Boop, 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 boop. Hong Kong versus Big O Ether can be used to prove wealth and investment. Crypto Daybook where data rallies. We know that. January. What do we got? Fed Chair Powell testimony today at 10. What's he testifying about? Could be volatility, guys. Watch for that 10 o'clock news of Fed Chair Powell testimony. I don't know what he's testifying about. Does anybody know? Does anybody have any idea? Good morning, Eddie. Coming up, we got core inflation year over year. That is going to be on the 12th. That's Catalyst News. More testimony. On the 12th. So they give him 2 days to do that. PPI month over month. Retail sales month over month. All these little bits of news could move the market, if not crypto, at least traditional a little bit. Woo! Jerome Powell potentially in the hot seat with Doge. Is that what you're saying, Brett? Let's see what happens. Guys, outside of that, there's really nothing going on. Like, we're just waiting to see what Bitcoin's going to do. There's... You guys want some shitty news? I'll give you some shitty news. Here we go. This is what me and my buddy were talking about last night. Let's go to the daily. All right. So last time we started ranging like this in Bitcoin, we had sideways action for I'm just counting days. I'm not measuring. 241 days. It's one of the longest consolidation periods in Bitcoin's history. There is a really sad potential that we're doing this exact same thing again. Nobody wants to hear that. Everybody wants to be impatient and wants the market to run, but there is a potential setup that we could be sitting in another 240 some odd. We'll go to 200 days. See where that puts us. 200-day consolidation zone, which puts us into June before we move up again. Isn't terrible, but the whole point is Bitcoin will lull you to sleep and force you to capitulate. Not force you, but get you to the point of capitulation. Get you to sell your bags and then rip again. And that's potentially what we could be sitting in. This is kind of the only thing that me and my homies have really been talking about. Again, not terrible. If you look at it, look, everybody wants to get money fast, which I get. I completely understand. Is my mic turned down? Can you guys not hear me? Do I sound quiet? I can boost it if it is. Let me know. Eddie's saying I might sound quiet. Let me know if I'm quiet. I don't know. The closed caption seems to be grabbing me pretty well. I'm watching it. So maybe it's you, Eddie. It's all your fault. I could turn it up a little bit. Okay, maybe it's me. All right. Sorry, Eddie. Is that better? I can't go too hot because I don't want to start blowing people's eardrums out because I can't hear. You can't really hear the volume difference in my headphones. Test, test, test. I'm peeking into the yellow. I don't want to start hitting the red on my meters. Okay. So, anyways, what I've been saying is we could potentially be moving sideways for another 200 so odd days, which, in my opinion, means it sucks for alts. Alts are gonna look like shit, just because of the ranging of Bitcoin, the $10,000 ranging. But look at it this way: you can hate it, you can want it to go, or you can get a potential opportunity to stack your bags more. Alts are down 50 to 60 to 70%. Continue building positions. Continue building Bitcoin positions. If you think we're still in a bull, which I do, I definitely do, this is an opportunity to continue to stack your bags, to build better positions. If you have capital coming in, have capital to deploy, take your time to deploy it while we're in this ranging area. You never know, you could wake up tomorrow and Cardano could be up another 30%. Again, we've been ranging already for... Well, we'll start here at this big green candle. For 83 days. Whew. So in this 83-day period, you could have been building positions instead of just freaking out. You know, I'm not saying anyone's doing that here in this chat or in this on the stream, but a lot of people are out there. Like I'm watching crypto Twitter. The sentiment is worse than bear market sentiment, bottom bear market sentiment. It's wild right now. Bitcoin is at $98,000 and people are acting like it's trading at $10. But my point is, instead of bitching and moaning, complaining, and selling your bags to clearly TradFi hedge fund companies, because that's what they're doing. They're buying it all up. You could be continuing to build your positions. Yeah, PAL. Let's use PAL for an example. PAL went all the way to 84 cents. It's down at 17 cents. It went to almost, I think it went to 14 cents in this last big pullback. If you believe PAL's going to be a big hitter, why are you not building positions? While Bitcoin stays sideways, build your positions. Just something to think about. Outside of that, guys, that is really all that is going on in Bitcoin. I don't want to spend too much time beating it to death. But, yeah. So this is what we're doing right now. We're just ranging, just like we did here, back up. The only thing that I do like, that it keeps me feeling good about this, is we're continuing to put in higher lows. You're going to hear me say this pretty much every day. We're putting in higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, which is good. Potentially run right back up to 106, 107 on the daily and come right back down. Keeping an eye on this trend line. But that's it, guys. That is Bitcoin. Is there any questions before I move on? Since there are people here watching, smiling, enjoying the time here on Boring Crypto. No questions. We're going to hit the news and get you guys out of here. 2024 crypto VC deals fell 46% from Q1 to Q4 as investment volume rebounded. Crypto VC deals dropped 46% again from Q1 to Q4, but investment value rebounded in Q4, signaling a shift toward selective high-value projects, according to PitchBook. The number of cryptocurrency venture capital deals declined significantly in the fourth quarter of 2024, indicating that investors are becoming more selective in allocating funds. Good. Good. It's not a bad thing. In PitchBook's Crypto VC Trends report, the capital market data firm revealed that total crypto deal count in the first quarter of 2024 was 653. The number of deals had quarterly declines, falling to 351 in Q4, a 46% drop from Q1. Despite the decline in deal count, total investment volume rebounded in Q4. PitchBook data showed that crypto VC funding totaled $2.7 billion in Q1 before declining in Q1 and Q3. In Q4, investment volume bounced back to $2.61 billion, reflecting a 13% quarter-over-quarter increase, PitchBook analysts wrote. While the rebound in funding suggests that investors remain willing to back established teams, differentiated technologies that continue to pull back in deal count highlights growing investor selectivity, a dynamic that first became evident in Q3. Moving on, looking at the annual numbers, VC activity in 2024 was similar to 2023. Still, both years paled in comparison to 2022 when crypto VC deal count and deal values hit all-time highs. Yeah. At the beginning of the bear market. They got left holding the bags. Web3 dominates VC investments in 2024. The Web3 sector, which includes decentralized communities, metaverse, gaming, non-fungible token platforms, and AI integrated crypto projects, was the top recipient of venture capitals in 2024. In Q4 of 2024, the sector saw more than $800 million in VC investments, with the Utopic crypto artificial intelligence friendly city Praxis receiving a huge chunk. On October 15th, the platform reported that it received $525 million in funding pledges. In 2024, the Web3 sector received $2.1 billion in VC investments in 142 deals, the highest of all sectors. Blockchain networks, which include bridges and interoperability solutions, as well as Layer 1 and Layer 2 networks, were second with $1.8 billion in 106 deals. Infrastructure and developer tools, including data storage, development platforms, institutional services, and node and validator management, were third with $1.7 billion in 125 deals. The access sector, which includes asset management, exchanges, wallets, research, and data tools, received $1 billion in 70 deals, while decentralized finance received $714 million in 80 deals. This is the money we need to start moving the market, guys. We need VCs. Retail can't do it. And retail won't do it unless there's hype. Look, there's a significant amount of retail in the market right now. But, look, this is player versus player money trading hands or changing hands. That's how you make money. Someone buys the top, you sell. That's it. With that being said, retail, unfortunately, dumb retail, that's kind of the only way to explain it, or uninformed retail, will not enter this market, give us a blow off top to sell to, unless there's hype. And right now there is zero hype. Zero hype. It is as quiet as it can be. So you need that before giant retail comes in to give us a blow off top. We need VCs to come in and start pumping and pushing projects. It's just money, man. That's how it works. All right, moving on. Crypto advocates call for a post-Biden clarity on digital asset regulations. Well, yeah, please. Can we please? Industry leader at a U.S. congressional subcommittee hearing are set to call for clear digital asset regulations to maintain global competitiveness and attract crypto firms. Lawmakers and industry leaders are calling for a regulatory overhaul of the cryptocurrency sector under President Donald Trump's administration to ensure the U.S. maintains an edge over global competitors. On February 11th, the Digital Assets, Financial Technology, and Artificial Intelligence Subcommittee of the House Financial Services Committee will hold, wow, that is a freaking mouthful. We'll hold a hearing titled A Golden Age of Digital Assets, Charting a Path Forward. Witnesses will include senior executives specializing in cryptocurrencies such as Jose Fernandez de Ponte, and from PayPal, I'm getting way ahead of myself. From PayPal, Jonathan Jackham from Kraken Crypto Exchange, and Timothy Masad from Harvard University. Groovy. I'm not reading the hearings. In a written testimony to Congress, Ji Hun Kim, President and Acting CEO of the Crypto Council for Innovation, the CCI, emphasized the importance of a clear, comprehensive digital asset policy at the federal level. He noted that international competitors such as the European Union, the United Kingdom, Japan, and Singapore are advancing with clear regulations, putting the United States at risk of falling behind. Kim outlined 4 key legislative priorities to ensure the U.S. remains a global leader in digital assets. remains? I don't know if we are right now. The need for regulatory revamp. This is all obvious stuff. This is all stuff we were hoping for with the Trump administration. These include passing comprehensive market structure legislation, passing stablecoin legislation, enhancing coordination between the Securities and Exchange Commission and Commodities Futures Trading Commission, the SEC and the CFTC if you aren't aware, and supporting decentralized finance and individual empowerment. Coy Garrison, partner at the Steptoe law firm, supported the call for regulatory changes under the new administration. He noted that the SEC, CFTC, and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporations, the FDIC, are trying to attract crypto businesses back to the U.S. by rolling back restrictive policies of the administration of former President Joe Biden. Garrison's testimony also stated that congressional action is needed to implement oversight of spot market digital asset trading in addition to the SEC's duty to provide regulatory clarity under its existing jurisdiction. The timing is right for Congress and the administration to work together to implement a much-needed regulatory framework for digital assets in the U.S., which is what we've been screaming for the last 4 years. He also asked the government to withdraw lawsuits against crypto exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, and Kraken, and instead create registration pathways for digital asset businesses. Yep. All right, moving on, guys. Grayscale, New York Stock Exchange, ARCA filed to launch US-based spot Cardano ETF. Guys, this is what Cardano is pumping off of, the catalyst to the market right now. It just pulled back a bit, womp. But on a daily, it's a nice big green candle. Let's go to 1 hour. Yeah, we're consolidating right now. Again, this is still kind of a flag. I'm not mad at this. Hopefully we get another breakout to the upside. People can make some money. But let's get on to the news. New York Stock Exchange ARCA has filed on behalf of Grayscale to launch the firm's first ever standalone Cardano ETF product. The NYSE ARCA, a subsidiary of New York Stock Exchange Group, has filed on behalf of crypto asset manager Grayscale to launch a spot Cardano exchange traded fund, or an ETF. In a February 10th proposed rule change filing to the SEC, New York Stock Exchange ARCA proposed that the stock exchange list and trade shares of a new Grayscale Cardano trust. If approved, the product would be Grayscale's first standalone Cardano investment product. It's a good sign for Cardano, guys. They've needed something. They've absolutely needed something. So, according to the filing, Coinbase Custody, of course Coinbase is going to be custodying, trust company would be the custodian of the asset, and BNY Mellon Asset Servicing would serve as administrator. The proposed rule change will facilitate the listing and trading of an additional type of exchange-traded product, the first such product based on Cardano, which will enhance competition among market participants to the benefit of investors and the marketplace, wrote in NYSE ARCA in the filing. Grayscale's request to list Cardano ETF comes amid a slew of similar filings, amendments from the asset manager in recent weeks. On February 6th, the SEC acknowledged Grayscale's amended filing to convert its existing Solana trust into a spot Solana ETF. This is actually newsworthy because the SEC had refused to do this in recent filing attempts for Solana. Bloomberg ETF analyst James Seifert had said, on January 30th, the NYSE ARCA lodged a 19B-4 filing to convert Grayscale's XRP trust into a spot ETF. Since the election of U.S. President Donald Trump, a swath of other asset managers have rushed to lodge applications for similar crypto ETF products. It's almost like it's losing its novelty. Oprah Winfrey out here giving out ETFs. On February 6th, the CBO BZX Exchange filed a 19B-4 filings on behalf of 4 asset managers, Canary Capital, WisdomTree, 21 Shares, and Bitwise, to list the first spot XRP ETFs in the United States. 21 Shares, Bitwise, VanEck, and Canary Capital are also in the runnings to list spot Solana ETFs after CBOE BZX Exchange refiled 19B-4s on their behalf on January 28th. Good news for Cardano, at least for price movement. Moving on. Just make sure there's no questions. All right, guys, let's go. Litecoin ETF has 90% chance to get SEC approval in 2025. That is freaking wild. Litecoin. Do you know someone hacked the Litecoin X account and turned it into a meme? All they do is talk shit now. Go watch it. It's funny. It's not even like it's a real project anymore. Interesting. Will it move the price? Probably. We'll see what happens. Bloomberg ETF analysts say Litecoin regulatory filings have been acknowledged and the SEC likely views it as a commodity. Bloomberg Exchange Traded Fund analysts have tipped a 90% chance that the U.S. securities regulator will approve a spot Litecoin ETF before the end of the year. Will I tell you to buy Litecoin? Probably not, guys. I'm not holding Litecoin. That doesn't mean it won't move and won't make money, but I've got my money in other projects I expect to get better gains out of. Bloomberg's James Seifert and Eric Balchunas see its chances of being approved in 2025 as higher than other ETFs currently proposed, including a spot XRP, Solana, and Dogecoin ETF, which they see having a 65, 70, and 75% chance, respectively. While they think Dogecoin is going to get an ETF over Solana and XRP. That's wild. Litecoin, which was created as a faster alternative to Bitcoin in 2011, shares a similar proof-of-work consensus mechanism to Bitcoin. Yeah, it was a fork, and then the founder sold everything, sold all of his bags at the top of the 2017 bull market, and left everybody who invested holding the bags. Good job. Posting on X, the pair said the Litecoin's path towards SEC approval may be the most straightforward, as S1 and 19B-4 forms have already been filed and acknowledged, while the SEC also likely views it as a commodity. The race for more crypto ETFs follows strong demand from spot Bitcoin and ETH ETFs, which have chalked up $40.7 billion and $3.18 billion worth of net inflows since the launching in January and July of 2024, respectively, Farsight Investors data shows. While Seifert doesn't think a Litecoin ETF would attract that much demand, me either, he said it could still be worthwhile for fund companies with as little as $50 million in some cases. They don't have to hit it out of the park on flows basis to be worthwhile from an issuer perspective, Seifert told Cointelegraph. They're just looking to make a couple percentages. This is the point I'm getting at. If you got $50 million and you make 3%, you're crushing it. If you got $1,000 you make 3%, you are not crushing it. So it'd be really hard for me to see this moving the price too much. But again, I could be wrong, man. I've been wrong before. What the hell do I know? Some random dude in a room screaming into a microphone about crypto to roughly 10 people, which I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for being here. The final deadline for the SEC to decide on the Litecoin, Solana, XRP, and Dogecoin ETFs is between October 2nd and October 18th. Ooh, that is the end of the year. Stanford chart shows a Litecoin ETF could launch before then. That'd be wild, man. Seifert and Alcuna also acknowledged that ETFs for HBAR and Polkadot had been filed by Canary Capital in 21 shares, but have not yet placed any approval odds at the time of writing. Expect to see more crypto ETF filings. Yeah, definitely. Seifert said more crypto ETFs could be proposed too, predicting US-based ETF issuers to follow a spaghetti cannon approach. Yeah, throwing everything at the wall and hoping something sticks. Issuers will try to launch as many different things and see what sticks. Yep, you will probably see a long tail of ETFs holding digital assets in the long run, and the ones that don't garner interest or flows will simply liquidate. Balchunas noted that the odds for all these crypto ETFs, except Litecoin, were below 5% before U.S. President Donald Trump won the U.S. elections on November 5th. Regulatory work still needs to be done with XRP and Solana. Meanwhile, how? XRP is the only 100% regulated crypto on the market. It's the only one that's gone through the court cases. Meanwhile, questions remain over Solana and XRP security status, with Seifert predicting that an XRP ETF wouldn't be approved until the SEC lawsuit against Ripple is fully resolved. I don't know. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's even. Yeah. Ripple scored a partial victory in August of 2023 when it was ruled that XRP isn't a security. Well, there you go. When sold in the secondary market. However, the SEC appealed this court decision, claiming that Ripple breached securities laws when it sold XRP to retail investors, and it appeal didn't go through. However, these actions were taken under Gary Gensler-led SEC, and Ripple is now hoping that the new SEC leadership, currently led by acting chair Mark Ueda, will withdraw the enforcement case. Security status of Solana will also need to be resolved before the SEC can analyze Solana under a commodities ETF wrapper, Safeart said last month. I gotta be honest, if XRP doesn't get an ETF for Litecoin, that would blow my mind. Again, who am I? I could be wrong. All right. I am not going to read this. This is just something I wanted to drive nail home on. Yeah, whatever. Bitcoin teases gains as traders say 100K now key support to reclaim. Well, if you've been watching this channel, I've been saying that for a month now. That if we lose 100, I am short-term bearish. And I will stay short-term bearish until we reclaim 100K as support. These guys are late. Late. Anyways, my own little point in that is that if you show up here, you get the shit early. You get a heads up, you get early calls, you get a better idea of what's going on in the market besides waiting for some dude that works for a news organization to tell you what they think about the charts. So let's go to Bitcoin before I get y'all out of here. Yep, Bitcoin pulling back, which means everything else is going to pull back. Again, we got pre-market opening up right meow. Let's look at US 30, the Dow Jones. Flatlining, which is a potential rollover to come back down to the 44, 43.9-ish area. So if you're learning to trade, you guys hear me talk about bull flags and things like that. If I'm looking at this price action, just blindly, you're looking at an impulse move, sideways consolidation, which would be a flag, to another impulse move, to a rollover, bear flag, impulse move, bear flag, potential impulse move to the downside again. All right. Again, if I was looking at this and I was going to trade based on not even knowing what this is, here's another thing you're looking at too. If you're trading patterns and learning patterns, this is what they call a big middle finger. No, this is what they call a head and shoulders. Head and shoulders is usually a rollover to the downside. All right. So I would be expecting us, if you're trading US 30, I would be looking at a potential push back down to the $44,000 level. And potentially, maybe even 43.7. Hold on, I'm looking. I'd be looking at, so if I'm going to short this thing, these are my areas of concern. I'm looking at 44,296 to potentially bounce. If we hit that 44,296 again and then bounce up, it'll be showing strength. Again, I'd be watching these wicks down here. Potential bounce is 44,172. This low volume node is where I can see it just rolling over and dumping hard. It looks like it kind of tried to do it here, but it got about back up. But then we couldn't push up. We got sold off real quick right here. So again, I'd be looking at wick levels. 44,121. Those are the levels I'd be looking at for a potential bounce. But if I shorted this for maybe like this is as far as it's going to go, but possibly coming back all the way down to $44,000 today based on the open. Wait for 9:30 to see what it does. Right now, there's not a lot going on with the pre-market open. Andy's been saying lately there hasn't even really been any volume coming in till about 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11. Curious. Oops. No, I just want regular volume. Market size just putting a little red dot, which usually leads to more downside. At least coming back down to the bottom of this wick. So that's US 30, guys. Bitcoin again rolling over. It's going to start pulling liquidity out of the market as it goes down, which means ADA is probably going to roll over. It seems to be holding up pretty good, actually. Yep, I'd wait for 9:30, see what the market does. Bitcoin could get wonky. This whole green day could go to shit real fast. Just be ready for it is all I'm getting at. Outside of that, guys, that is all I've got for you this morning. If you do enjoy the content I provide for you here every morning on Boring Crypto, please like the video and share the video on all your social platforms. If you're interested in learning how to trade, be part of a community, get early calls, get early trades, early projects, learn how to trade crypto as well as traditional market stuff, as well as learn how to become financially savvy in your life, guys, check out the pinned link in the Facebook chat, which I need to start pinning that link into YouTube chat as well. I'm still getting used to streaming on YouTube as well as Facebook at the same time. But that is the link to the Pip Connect Discord. That is the Discord community that I am a part of, that I put all my early calls and live calls in, as well as a string of other aces that put stuff in there on top of Andy teaching you guys how to trade and giving his calls. Check it out, see if it's the right fit for you. Top of that, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. I am out of here.